Today we talk about, I'm going to demo the Java API of java.util package. All the collection classes, whatever has been developed in Java, all are part of the package. They packed into one package, which is called java.util. Any collection objects, if you want to do programming, very tough to remember. There are many Java classes in the collections. Every collection class has their own unique needs. As I mentioned, array list is a one purpose. It will it will maintain order. Hash table, hash map, it stores the data on key value pair. But when you are using these objects, you want to know how this application programming interface API has been developed. We need to know what are the methods Java has already provided. So the best way is that you cannot remember all these methods. It is very tough to pass. It is not possible to remember. So best way is that you need to go through the API of the Java. So let's open the API and I'll go through demo of this API. So Java API, just type a URL. So you get the API and you need to see which version. I'm showing 8. If you are working on 16, you need to change the version number. Suppose I want to know the API of 16 of Java API, it will come the Java API of 16. If you are using the version of the API is 9, it will show the version of the 9. So you see that there's a lot of versions of Java API. So I'm just picking up the JDK 8 for simplicity. Okay. So you get a page like this. And these are the packages. Here we have classes and interfaces. This is the complete description of your class. This panel will show this. So you pick for the java.util. Java.util. Go to java.util package. So I told you about collection interface is the main interface of the collections. So you have many interfaces and you have many classes like this. There are many classes. It is very tough to remember all the classes of collections. We talked about mainly some of the collections, which is array list, hash map, hash table, hash set, and we talked about tree set. We talked about tree set collections, tree map. There is a tree map also there. Those collections we have talked about it. Let's take an example of first collection interface. The collection interface has provided all the basic methods, like, as I mentioned, that bookshelf. When you want to add a book, you can go and keep a book inside the shelf, and also you can retrieve a book from the shelf. And you can add 5 books into the shelf at the one time, and you retrieve 5 books from the bookshelf. Generally, you do as a human, and you can also count how many books this bookshelf is holding it. You can have this kind of a mechanism you do generally as a human. You can look at the shelf, you can see that if the shelf is empty, is any books is there, you can figure it out. But how to do programmatically? So these are the basic things. So what they do is in the collection interface, in the base top level collection, they have created all this method. Add element. Add element. E means element. Any class you can add. Add all. You can add multiple objects into the collection. Clear means it removes all the data what you have added to the collection. It's like, removing all the books from the bookshelf. So you can use the clear method. It contains, it will check whether this book exists in this rack or bookshelf. You can use the contains, means you check that. You are verifying that is the collection is equal, is there. And contains all. You give 5 books and you go and check in the shelf book whether shelf that has contains all the 5 books. Similar way, they maintain contains all has provided a basic implementation. Like the way Hash code we don't use. This is kind of some kind of unique identifier. I'm not going to talk more about it. Is empty, is it collection is empty, is the functions are there. We talked about iterator. Iterator means it helps to loop. Like the way remove all these basic functions has been developed. Size, it helps you to find the count of the number of books in the bookshelf, like in the collections, how many objects are stored in the collections. If you want to know that, you use the size method. Like all the basic methods has been developed in the collection objects. And we pick up any one is the array list. We talked about array list. If you go to the array list also implemented the collection interface file. See that array list of class has implemented a collection interface. And also it implemented a list, because since it is list, it implemented list interface. And array class has implemented almost 6 interfaces, and it has a direct subclasses, further subclasses. But we are using array list. So if you see that array list is a class, has overridden this, has provided implementation, add all, clear, same methods, clone, contains, and is empty, iterator, all these methods has provided the implementation in the array list. You know that interface is only, you can define the methods, you can't provide an interface, you can't provide the detailed implementation of the method, but where the class, you can provide the complete implementation of the method which is defined in the interface. So like this way, array list class, whenever you are using array list class, if you want to get into more details about array list, you need to go through this API. So let's see that we have written one Java class previously, test array list. Array list, I created a array list here and add element. M1 is object, M2 is object, message object. So what is add? Array list dot add. So whenever you want to see that, I have invoked this person. Array list dot add. E means element. I have supplied an object. That object is M1. I have supplied M1, M2. So I have added this array list. That is the reason I have used this array list. Suppose, and if you want to know that size of the array list, suppose size. So let's check this method is empty or not. So I write a code here. So I'm checking the array list is empty or not. Okay. System.out.println is empty. So what is the object? A1 is array list dot is empty. What it will return? It will return this will return false because it is not empty. And we check for the array list dot size also. Is there any size object, size method? Like size is there. So let's call the size method. Array list dot size. Size. It return the size. How much it return? It has a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It return a 3. And then afterwards, what you do is, let's remove all the, so what we can do is, let's call the remove object. Remove the object, okay? We call the remove. We remove the collections, okay? One object will remove from this. So write a class, try to remove the method. Remove one object. So if you want to remove collections, we write the remove. And what do you want to remove? Remove index based and remove object. So index, I can use index means which element you want to remove. You want to remove the first element, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it means that you want to remove test 1, right? So you give a 0. First element is 0. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. So this index of this is 0, and the index of this is equal to 1. Sorry, this is 2. And the index of this is 1. So which one you want to remove? So I remove the 0, or I remove the last one. I remove the last one. Then we can check the size again afterwards. What is the size? So it should return 2 for us. Let's run up to here. What will happen? The code. So I'm explaining to you how to use the Java API when you are writing your code. Java C test.java. I compile this array list. It has some messages.